Hey, this is Prometheus giving you another offensive breakdown. This is going to be the Green Bay playbook. A lot of the formations in this particular playbook I have broken down with other offensive playbooks, so there's only just a couple of base plays that I'm going to go ahead and use are going to be a little bit different from what you've seen with my previous ebooks. One play I want to break down in particular is going to be out of the gun bunch. And this is a nice little compliment to the play action post, which I've broken down before, but I'll break it down again for this. Now, this particular play is somewhat unique. I haven't seen it before, I haven't used it before, and it's the inside cross. Now, I have a couple audibles that I make, and what this does is it actually goes ahead and takes the tight end and puts him in a unique area in the seam route that really pretty much destroys majority of the zone coverages out there, where you can pick up a good 15-20 yards with this particular route. And then I've got progressions underneath, and then I've got a man progression. So let's go ahead and run this play a few times on play now against the computer, and I'll show you how to break this thing down. Alright, so my adjustments are going to take Nelson, I'm going to put him in a flat, and I'm going to take my slot receiver Cobb, I'm going to put him in a streak, so that stretches out my field, and I'm going to have a look that looks like this. Now my progressions are going to be the following. We're looking to Rodgers to actually take the catch up the seam if it's zone coverage. If it's man coverage, I'm going to go ahead and either dump it down to the running back going across the formation or Jones on the backside. So this is man coverage, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and dump it down to the running back, and I'll just show you what your reads are against man coverage. So really I'm going to be watching this tight end right here and see if a defender falls out. Now, as you can see, he comes beelining towards him, and I've also got the other defender getting chasing down, so I know this is a man read. And because it's a man read, I want to go ahead and these formations of these route combinations over here, I can't always go ahead and count on my tight end actually beating the man coverage, so I'm not always going to throw that ball. So my next progression is going to be the running back over the middle, and if he's got an inside, if he's got the inside position against the defensive player, I'm going to go ahead and check it down and take the easy 5 or 6 yards of that. And on the back side of this particular play, I've got a circle route. So circle routes always are very good against man coverage. That generally will get a free release, and that's an easy 15-20 yards right there if you make the right pass. So let's go ahead and run this one more time and try to get it into a zone. I'm going to go ahead and streak up Cobb, put Nelson in the flat, and then I'm just going to go ahead and hit the tight end right here in the seam. As you can see right here, this is a huge play with this particular route, and when the tight end catches the ball, it can be very devastating. So let's take a look at this on instant. Once again, I'm going to be looking at the tight end, and we're going to be seeing if a defender actually falls. And as you can see, these guys float up. So as soon as they float up and float away, I know I've got zone coverage. But I believe this is cover 2, because the two defensive backs float back. He comes down and actually presses the inside and stays back. So this is a cover 2. Now look at the with the way this play is set up, how it destroys cover 2. I've got a flat defender over here where his assignment is he has to take away that flat. His job is to do that, but I've got this seam wide open, and that's where I was able to go ahead and just take it the distance with my tight end with that. So this really works very well against pretty much all coverages, cover 4, cover 3. You just have to wait for your progressions to happen, but you can essentially go ahead and hit this guy up top. And then on the backside, you've also got this running back. If the defenders float up to take away that seam route, you've got this running back, you can dump it down off to the right hand side. So once again, I'm going to clear out my wide receiver. I got Jones in that position. I flipped out Nelson to the other side, so I've got a man read. And just going to go ahead and look for the seam. And the seam actually was wide open, but I went ahead and flipped it down to the flat because there was just no defender in the area. And in that particular situation, you can see, so the computer came with a cover 3 zone blitz on that play. Go ahead and flat up my wide receiver, put my tight end in a flat. And as you can see right here, able to go ahead and pick up an easy touchdown against cover 2. So this is really good if you got an opponent that uses a lot of cover 2 down in the end zone, because then he's not going to have enough defenders in the area to go ahead and stop that route combination off to the right hand side. Now where this play is susceptible to is actually any kind of a big blitz. That's going to really cause you a lot of problems, because you're not going to be able to get rid of the ball quick enough. And you could definitely get yourself in a situation where you're not going to go ahead and get a first down. You could get a big sack. So if your opponent does a lot of zero blitzes against you and you don't make the right progression, like I still could have got rid of this ball just because the defenders would have been out of position. But if I don't make the right read, it doesn't feel right to me. I'm going to be able to get sacked in the bottom. And the problem is that my next progression essentially is going to be this running back, and with a blitz sometimes it gets stuck in the line of scrimmage. So one of the things you could do is if your opponent is using a lot of zone man single blitzes, you can actually block this running back, knowing that this basically this guy on the outside is going to go ahead and beat his man pretty much every time. So that's one of the things you have to take into consideration if your opponent's using a lot of man coverages to go ahead and stop you. So one of the adjustments you can make is to go ahead and actually block your running back. If you got yourself a running back blocking for you, that should make a significant difference. You should be able to hit that circle route on the left-hand side. And you can pick up pretty easy yards with that if you go ahead and block your guys. So this is what I do like about this play. This play has got essentially a good way to attack your opponent off to the right-hand side, force him to defend against the flat. So he's still got to defend that seam route, which I probably could have hit based on this blitz. But just to go ahead and show you, if he manned a line up, we'd go ahead and leave my running back in to give me a 6 blocker, and I know I'm going to get that. I'm going to get that consistent separation on that circle route. It's just always a huge man beater. So if my opponent's using a lot of man coverage and using man blitzes, then I know I can go ahead and hit that on the backside, because that is pretty much the Achilles heel of this offense. Now, if you keep running a play over and over again, he can make certain adjustments to go ahead and take that away. He can still stay in man coverage. He doesn't have to bring a huge blitz. He could take this guy, this defensive back, and put him in a purple to go ahead and take away that circle route, and then just manually defend the gap in between the streak and the running back underneath. And that would shut the play down dramatically. It would basically shut everything down with this particular play. So you need to have other plays to go ahead and complement this play. You can't run this play every single down, because if you do that, you're going to lose to a good player. So a nice little adjustment that you can jump into would be the standard audible. And a standard audible is the play action post. This is how I run the play action post. I know people run it in many different ways. So basically what I do is I go ahead and take my tight end and I go ahead and fade him up. That gives me an over-the-top read, and then I go ahead and take my running back and either put him in a wing route or a wheel route. I prefer wing because it's more consistent. And then I'm just going to be looking over the middle because I've got a huge play opportunity over the middle with that deep post route. It's got a nice angle with it. So really the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and take a read over the left, and if I see a defender actually floating out, I'm going to go ahead and stay away from the flat, because that's an actually easy read. My next check is going to be the defender over the middle, and if the defender crashes down, I know it's underneath coverage. That actually is a fairly easy completion, especially for like 3 or 4 yards. And if you've got a good catching player right there, a tight end, you should be able to pick up some fairly good yards, or actually wide receiver. And then obviously up top, you've got this fade slash post route, and this generally will blow up any kind of a cover 3, just because it gets inside the defender. You can pick up some monster yards with it. So once again, I get the same look right there. Snap the ball, and I've got the little check down that I can go ahead and hit and pick up some very easy yards. So what's great about the combination of these two plays is that you've got the one play that's going to be focusing on the seam and the running back route off to the right hand side. This is going to be taking you back to the left hand side, and your opponent really is not going to see the difference between the two. So as you can see, flat defender, I probably could have hit him. But because the guy crashes down, I've got my next read right here, which is my check down, which I can pick up a good easy 5 or 6 yards on that. And as you can see right here, if I probably would have let this play develop, I might have been able to go ahead and hit that route, because I just got rid of the ball, and these guys turned into blockers as soon as I got rid of the ball. This is going to be one of the plays I'm going to be running in this Green Bay ebook. Primarily because I like how this play works. It's a very high percentage easy play to pick up some fairly easy yards against my opponent. It does have its weaknesses. You can't run this play on a regular basis, or you're actually going to go ahead and get yourself in a lot of trouble. But if you know your progressions, you can pick up some pretty easy yards against someone that likes to use a lot of zone coverage. So to all my subscribers, I hope this helps you. I hope this gives you a tip or just another play that you can add to your playbook and another way to make reads and progressions. If you do like this stuff, please go ahead and hit the like button. If you have other things that you would do with this play or plays out of the gun bunch that you like that are in the Green Bay playbook, go ahead and share those. To all my subscribers, thanks a lot for your support, and until next time.